Welcome everybody. This is the second week of our recordings and we just finished this week and it was a hard time, not because it was difficult, because everything went well on the movie set and the movie is really, it's going to be an incredible movie. The only hard part was that at least 3 of our clients, they had kind of breakthrough and transformations, so we had to handle all of that, but it's really amazing.
Yes, you're right, Kasia. It's an amazing movie. We came here and we thought, okay, this is going to be great. Well, this is more than great. The transformations that we saw are just, there are no words for it.
Yes.
So let's have a look what we can expect during this episode. First, we'll guide you around the film set. We'll show you the behind the scenes, how the coaching movie is made. And I must say, it's a pretty amazing location. Then we'll talk to the world's ranked #1 executive coach, Marshall Goldsmith, and his views how you can grow your business, how you can be a better coach are pretty non-traditional. Right now in the makeup studio is Tara Antler. She will be coaching you live on this show. Be ready to call in on our Skype coaching movie. And last but not least, we'll introduce you to our relationship coaching client. And he has a secret, a pretty surprising secret. You'll find it out in this show.
Yes, and especially the meeting with Marshall, it is something very special because I knew his books and I was prepared for this meeting, so I also saw his YouTube presentations and all of that. But when you meet this guy, he's really a charismatic leader and you feel this energy. I know if you would have the same feeling during our recording, but it's a really, a strong personality, and I felt that with him, in his presence, I can do anything I want.
He's getting ready for our interview here on the other level of the coaching movie film set.
And it will be controversial.
Yes, that we're going to ask him really very deep questions. Now, if you have other deep questions for Marshall Goldsmith, you can post them right now on the coaching window. If you go to coachingmovie.com/live, there you can find the coaching movie chat window during this show, and you can ask your questions, or maybe you have an opinion during the interview, what you think about what Marshall says, and we're very curious about your opinion, what he will say. Now, before we talk to Marshall, let's show you around the film set, the behind the scenes of the coaching movie. Let us show you how the movie is made.
Welcome everybody, we are in the entrance of the house in Malibu where we are filming.
Yes, and let's show you the film set of the coaching movie.
Yes, and what is very important here that we have a lot of space and the quality of living is also reflecting how we feel here, how we experience this surrounding, and all the coaches who are coming here, they are inspired by the view.
Yes, it's an amazing place, and as you can see here in Malibu, the view is great. And your living space has a very big impact on how you feel inside. So if you need inspiration, just go on a walk, if you have a smaller house than this one, and have yourself inspired by nature, because people need this, right?
And the place is very quiet as well. When we see eagles, we see also a lot of different animals, we can hear the sea, and this is something that is really relaxing. So when you are busy, when you have to work, like we are going to the green screen right now, when we have...
This is the sauna, actually. It's
yes,
very hot.
It's very
you can't
hot.
See it on the camera.
Here we work with our clients, so they have to say something to the camera. And this is the special part of the movie. So, so when we work hard, then we can go out again and be in the perfect.
And to be able to play hard and work hard, you need good food. Let's have a look in the refrigerator. And our shelf is this one. As you can see, it's very healthy. This is of the crew, and that's less healthy. And this is horrible here on this side on the door, because it's a lot of on sauces that are not healthy.
Yes.
So have a look
what you eat, what you put inside, it can give you a lot of energy or it can drag you down. So it's very important what you eat.
Yes. So if you're not eating healthy, well, eat more fruits, vegetables. And actually, Kasia, since I stopped eating meat, I feel less angry, I feel less stressed, I have more creativity.
Yeah, and we can really be together and talk.
Well, we can be together with unhealthy food also.
I know, but I can be with you and you are really quiet and nice. And this is our baby here.
Yes, and in the setting of the executive coaching sessions.
This is our baby Thomas, and as you see, the baby is also very nice and quiet and a relaxed baby. Hello.
Yeah. And Thomas is an amazing baby. He sleeps at night.
Oh, he's smiling.
A lot more than us. And that's because we are very calm and really peaceful inside. And babies, they take over that energy. So you influence everybody around you with your energy.
And smile.
Well, he'll be also a movie star.
He will be, yes.
So yeah, this is the amazing location of the coaching movie. Downstairs, executive coaching sessions. Upstairs, live coaching.
We forgot the Dalai Lama skateboards. I think this is the most important element of this space here.
So it's a bit artistic place around here. And these are really funny skateboards. And let's have a look at our bedroom also. Shall we do this?
No.
Our bathroom is really beautiful, but maybe we'll show that another time when we cleaned it up. So thank you very much for being here with us behind the scenes of the film set of the coaching movie. There are a lot of coaches struggling.
Most are struggling.
What do you have to say to them? What they can improve to become better, not only at coaching, but also at making money from coaching?
A lot of coaches are struggling. And let's talk about why. Many of the people in the coaching profession are really good coaches. They are awful business people. Many of them have some kind of strange aversion toward promoting themselves in marketing. They're ashamed of that. They have some ridiculous idea, if I do a good job, God is going to come out of the sky and take care of me, and I'm going to have lots of business. I don't think so. A couple of things. One, if you want to be a successful coach, you need an area of expertise. And don't try to be an expert on everything. I'm not an expert on everything. There's millions of things I'm not an expert at. I'm not an expert on body language. I'm not an expert on getting organized. I'm not an expert on the business side of the business. I don't pretend to be an expert. You see, I am an expert on something, though. I'm not an expert on everything. I am an expert on one thing. In fact, I'm the expert at one thing. If you look at the Thinkers 50 list, the top 50 thinkers in the world, they're no generalists. They're all experts. So the first thing is, be the world's expert at something. Second, get over this ridiculous aversion to promotion. I mean, the average income of a coach in the IFC or ICF, whatever it is, it's slightly less than of a bag boy. They make, what, $25,000, $30,000 a year? It's terrible. It's embarrassing. I mean, I make more in a day than they make in a couple of years in some cases. Why? They're adverse to business. They're adverse to being good business people. Well, to me, if you want to be a good coach, there's two issues. One is being a good coach, but second is being a good business person. Two different things. You can be the best coach in the world and a terrible business person. Many of them are. That's why they don't make any money. They're bad business people. Once you get over that ridiculous self-promotion phobia, life is much better. And most coaches are just abysmal at marketing.
And what about them who try to promote themselves and even employ people for that, but still don't get clients?
Stuff out there. I mean, it's a hard business. I mean, we're in Los Angeles, right? How many people want to be movie stars? Well, you know, how many are movie stars? How many people want to coach CEOs, right? Good luck. You know, it's not easy. It's not easy. Now, you see, I had two young people come and talk to me. They said, we want to be you when we get out our PhD. We're going to do what you do. I said, what's that mean? They said, we're going to coach CEOs. I was, oh, that's interesting. I published 35 books and flown 11 million miles. I've worked with 150 major CEOs. You're going to be me? It may take a week or two. You kind of have to pay some dues. And a lot of the coaches say things like, well, I really don't want to travel too much. You know, well, that's fine. Yeah, you don't want to travel too much. That's your choice. Or,
You won't get there.
Writing a book is a lot of work, you know. All right, it is a lot of work, and travel's hard, and, you know. You want to succeed, pay the price. You don't want to pay the price, don't whine.
And what about those beautiful minds who want to help others because they are coaches with mission that they want to help those people who don't have money to grow
And that's
their
perfectly
business?
okay. I think that's wonderful. It's not me.
But maybe it's not effective because if somebody
That's
has
fine.
money, they will make more money because they know how to do it.
Well, that is really a pretty awful business. Helping poor people. I'm not saying it's a bad business. It's a good thing to do. I mean, it's very noble and that's wonderful. If you're going to do that, don't expect to make money. If you want to be a martyr and help people and sacrifice and help poor people, God bless you. But don't whine because you don't make money, because that's not what you're in that business for.
What's the difference in the mindset of those people who don't make money and those who make money? How you choose your people, your clients?
Oh, well, now you see, I do a lot of volunteer work. 30 to 40% of all my coaching, I don't get paid at all. So I do a lot of good deed doing. I help a lot of people. I was volunteer of the year in the Red Cross. I try to volunteer to help the World Bank, the library, the Girl Scouts. Huge amount of volunteer work. I get paid zero for that. And that's okay.
And how can you distinguish those who don't make money and those who make money? The mindset, what is the difference? Because there are people, they never make money.
Well, I think part of it is they don't think like business people in general. Not 100%, but most of them really don't think like business people. They have this sort of delusion of, let me give you the stereotype. I really want to help people, and I'm a nice person, and I'm going to help other people have a nice life.
Yeah, this is about the majority of coaches. Yeah,
yeah, that's about it, right? And then what's your background? Well, not much, right? How many coaches have a PhD from a leading school? Not many.
So do you think it's about hard work as well? Or to achieve something, you need to work hard?
Yeah. At least I work hard. Now, I'm not complaining. I love my job. I'm never going to retire. I work hard, though.
That's also the key, that you don't want ever to retire, because
I love
your
my
life
job.
is your work,
Yeah.
and your work is for life, just like
So
for
it's
us.
about passion, yeah?
Yeah, exactly. I love my job.
So it's not maybe about hard work, it's about doing something that's making a change, making a difference, not laying in bed and saying, oh, I want to help others, but I don't know how. It's
Well, I
about
think
doing it.
A lot of coaches, a very interesting discussion. I think a lot of coaches really have ambivalence about money themselves. They're embarrassed to ask for money. They're embarrassed to promote themselves. Most coaches are women.
And actually, you're not asking for money, you're just providing free coaching, and you're asking actually for nothing, just being there.
Yeah, and most coaches are women. The average woman gets better leadership feedback than the average man. The average woman is one who should do with much more than the man. They're too hard on themselves. And they're hesitant to promote themselves.
Don't look at me.
No, they're too hard on themselves and they're hesitant to promote themselves. They feel like, have you ever heard this before? Well, if you really do a good job, your good work will be rewarded.
Maybe because
That's
girls,
nonsense.
Yeah.
That's nonsense.
Girls have
If that were true, no company would have a marketing function. No company would have a marketing function. It's ridiculous, right, to believe that. And also, by the way, a lot of coaches don't think about this. It's very egotistical. You might think it's being humble. No, it's really egotistical. Let me explain why. What you're really saying is, I'm so good I shouldn't have to promote myself. I'm so good that I shouldn't have to lower myself to do marketing. I'm so good I shouldn't have to lower myself to promote myself. That's for lesser people, not the God like me. In most cases, those people are so good that they're broke.
So that might help people to shift the mindset also, this insight.
Yeah, get over that ego crap about, God doesn't care. God's not going to come down from the sky and take care of you because you're a good coach, right?
And what about the mindset of those people who make money? What's the difference? Yeah, because we spoke about those who are broke, and now if we speak about those who make money.
Not many coaches
also
make
women,
money.
yeah, there are some women who also
Not many coaches
make money.
But the ones that do,
What's the difference? What they do differently?
Well, it depends how you define coach.
Wiring?
Most of the coaches, if you define coach, don't make any money or make very little. Why? Their clients don't see real value.
So how do they change that?
Well, do what I do. If you go to a CEO and say, only pay me for results, and if it's not worth it, pay me nothing, you can charge a lot more money. Why don't more coaches do that?
Well, a lot of coaches want to, but they don't have the contacts that you have.
I did this from the beginning. Why don't more
He
coaches...
didn't have contact at the beginning, yes?
I didn't have contact in the beginning.
So
I was brought up poor. Why don't more coaches get paid for results?
Because they're afraid.
Of course. Well, maybe they should have a little more courage. You see, because executives aren't stupid. I can look the CEO in the eye and say, if this person gets significantly better at these things, as judged by these people over this period of time, do I get this money? And it's lots of money. They understand that. It's not confusing. Why don't more coaches do that? They don't have the courage. You believe what you say? Bet on it. Do you want to bet on it? Well, they won't bet on it. Why? Because they have no belief they're going to help people get better. If they believed it, they'd bet on it. My suggestion is, suck it up. Show a little guts. Maybe you'll get paid more. Have a little courage. Be willing to take a risk. Most coaches are horrified of taking a risk.
Once a coach wants to take the risk, how did you, in the beginning, build up the authority to be able to reach these high-level people and CEOs?
Well, I just was working, and I just say, quite simply, if this person gets better at this stuff, it's judged by these... First coaching assignment I had years ago, I was working with a CEO. He said, this young guy working for us, young, smart, dedicated, hardworking, driven to achieve, jerk. He said, it would be worth a fortune to me if I could change a guy. I like fortunes. So I said, I'll work with him for a year. CEO said, I doubt it. Maybe I can help him. No. I said, if he gets better, pay me. If he doesn't, it's free. What did the CEO say? Sold. How much better do the clients I coach have to get for me to be worth what I paid? These people are influencing billions of dollars. If she's the CEO, she's busy. She doesn't have time for this. How do you feel? Tell me more. What do you think? She doesn't have time for that. She doesn't have time for it. She's busy.
Therapy.
I'm not in the therapy. I'm in the not therapy business. My work is all totally not therapy. Why? It's easier to get better than to figure out why you have a problem.
And I think it's a good strategy. I have a 3 months baby. He's quite small, but I think that if I would tell him that I believe in him and I'm wishing to see his results, he would just get better.
Yeah.
And he does, actually.
Yeah, he does, actually. Yeah.
Catching toys for now.
He doesn't cry during the night.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is the result.
Yeah, and again, there's nothing wrong with therapy if your goal is to understand why you have a problem. There's not a lot of research that shows you send someone to a therapist and 16 or 18 months later they achieve positive long-term change in behavior. If there's a study like that, please send it to me. See, I've done research with hundreds of thousands of people who have been through my leadership process and measure, do they get better? And you know what?
We don't need to have a problem. We just need to have good results and we are fine.
Yeah, they get better. And again, but they don't get better if they don't do the work.
I'm still very curious about one thing that would inspire a lot of coaches, I believe. And it is that how do they get in touch with better paid CEOs or high-level CEOs when they didn't have that experience before?
I didn't have that experience before.
Exactly.
You know what my advice is? Suck it up. Show some courage. Start with somebody.
Yeah, definitely. But
start at the bottom. Get results.
They don't get them ever on the phone. They don't know how to meet them.
This is why they don't get results. No?
Start with the bottom. Start with the first line supervisor. Do it for free. Get some results. Make sense?
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Yeah, it's it was quite a strong interview.
I like this energy very much.
Yeah, and actually he convinced me, and I remember, when I was starting my coaching practice, I was 24 when I remember those days, I was 24 and I already had my place for my coaching practice, and I had I was quite successful. I had between sometimes 4 or maybe even 6 clients a day. It was quite a lot. Yeah, it was quite a lot. I know, they just, maybe I was young and looking so innocent, so they didn't.
You're still young.
I know, but I think it was helping them to work on the tough stuff. Yeah, but the problem was for me that sometimes I had around 60-minute sessions. Sometimes I was doing 50-minute session. And I realized that with some clients, actually after half an hour, I was done. And with some clients, it took longer. But with those that I had only half an hour and I was done, I had to still have those 20 minutes of, talking about whatever, because they would feel that it's not enough for the money they pay.
So it's not about results, but about time.
Exactly. So it's much better to charge per results than for time, because you don't need, maybe with some people you need to spend a little bit more time, but then you can have a quick connecting call or conversation, and that's enough. So I think it's much better to be paid for results.
That's true. Well, I share that opinion with you. I'm also curious if you, when you're listening to this, share the same opinion. You can write it on the chat window. If you go to coachingmovie.com/live, you can follow us live on the chat window. And let's have a look at a few more questions that we had here. So Michael, your question has been answered during the interview with Marshall. And I think for guest 2741, you received a lot of tips of working smarter also. So I'm glad that we were able to answer many of your questions already.
Yes. And one more thought is that if you are paid for results, there's no an equivalent between time and money that people pay. So you can charge whatever you want for results, because the results depends on what kind of coaching you do. So if there's somebody who is a CEO of a big company, if you give him just a little bit more profits, it's a great result.
That's what Marshall
That's his strategy. But it's I think that the equivalent time and money, it's not applicable, and that's why so many coaches are starving, because they still think that 1 hour I should charge this money, and that's it. So think about it.
Yeah, and also
Bridget, even if you are a woman, you can do it.
And speaking about women, Bridget asks, can you speak more ways about to measure results? So what are ways to measure results? We will have more time with Marshall later on, and we will ask him that. Let us brainstorm together, Bridget, about how you can measure results. So one idea that I have right now, how we measure results, is before and after the sales numbers. How much profit does the company make? How much revenue? How much turnover? How many meetings do the salespersons have? And how effective are they? What are the results from them? How many follow-up meetings? So sales is a very easy way to measure that.
Yes, and I think that it's very important if you have a variety of clients to talk about what would be for you a measurable results of our coaching sessions. So if somebody has a fear of presentation, so what would be a measurable result for you? If somebody wants to lose weight, so what would be the measurable result for you? And I think that if you discuss this at the beginning and you write it down, so then you will know what would be the result for your coaching client. And you can also negotiate what will be your fee to help them.
So what you're saying is basically to ask the client themselves, how do you measure success?
Yes. Exactly, and for example, what is great that if you talk about it during your first session, then you have your measurable result that you want to get with your client too, and you can also discuss what would be a fee to get to this result. So you can say, okay, it probably will be around maybe 6 sessions or 10 sessions. My fee is this, no, and it doesn't matter how much time do we spend. I would like that we complete this result. So if it takes you longer to do it, that's fine. If it takes you shorter, it's also fine. But you know what is the fee that you will charge for this result.
I love this interview, Kasia, with Marshall Goldsmith, especially the energy that we felt being with him. And if you like this interview as well, if you like this show, just share it on Facebook. It's very easy, also on Twitter with hashtag #CoachingMovie. Right now, you can do it on your Twitter, on your Facebook with hashtag #CoachingMovie, and it helps the whole coaching profession forward, because the more people are inspired by coaching, the better for all the coaches. And also, we're on a mission, like you know, to inspire over 1 million lives with this film, and that's why we're making this film. It's our purpose.
And we want to get results, obviously.
One of the people in the world that gets a lot of results is a friend of Marshall Goldsmith, and that's Mark Thompson. And you can see in just a moment a few pictures of Mark Thompson on the screen. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is that we will be having a mastermind session, a brainstorming session, together with Mark Thompson and his wife tomorrow. And you can ask your questions to Mark Thompson if you sign up for our mastermind. Just to go to coachingmovie.com/mastermind. You can see it right now appearing on your screen, coachingmovie.com/mastermind. And if you sign up today, you still have a discount to join us with Mark Thompson to brainstorm together with him live on the brainstorming session that we will have with him tomorrow. So it will be an amazing experience, because he coached the world's leaders out there, Richard Branson, Steve Jobs, Charles Schwab, and you saw the pictures. So he knows about business and how to grow your business. And I think it's slowly time for our guest, our special guest for today. She's a relationship coaching client, and she's featured in the coaching movie, obviously. That's why she's here on the film set.
She's a relationship coaching, she's a relationship coach.
Oh, sorry, she's a relationship coach. The relationship coaching client is her client.
We will reveal a secret of our relationship coaching client as well at the end of this show.
So Tara, come and join us.
Thank you.
Tara Antler, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you. It's nice to meet everybody that's online. Thanks so much for having me. Yeah. You know, sometimes I am a client as well, and I think that that's important as a coach.
All clients, sometimes.
So you're accurate. You're accurate.
You have such a wonderful smile.
Thank
I'm so happy you're part of this movie.
I'm really grateful to be here. This process has been incredible, and I know how hard you guys have worked. Like, I'm just watching, like, oh my gosh. The work that they have put into this blows my mind. Seriously. You guys have done a really great job.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, and I love that you are coaching barefoot.
I have to. When I do sessions, my clients laugh all the time, but I'm like, I have to be barefoot, you know? It's one of those things, I think, when we're channeling whatever we do, you know, I like to have a little bit of connection to the earth, you know? Yeah.
Right. And tell us more about what is your approach towards happiness and business?
Happiness and business. It's a good question, because I think that they're intricately connected. You know, I've always found that, and I agree with Marshall watching the interview, I think that our business skills are really important. It's important to have a strong business sense on any level. If you're opening up a coaching business, a healing business, whatever it is, it's really important to have that business foundation.
So you're not one of those women that Marshall Goldsmith say that they have too many critical thoughts, that they are hard on themselves and they don't make any money.
No, because, and you know, I feel grateful because a lot of my clients, and I mentor a lot of people to become coaches as well, and one of the things that they always ask, do you have a business background? And I've never actually gone to school for business, but I grew up in a business background. My parents owned their own business for 35 years, and I think I learned a lot about people and interactions and marketing and communication from a very young age. You know, my parents would leave for, you know, a weekend, and I'd be 16, 17, running the lodge, you know, and having to interact with people, especially on days where you didn't really want to, you know. And I think that having a really strong business background, whether it's something that's inherent within you or something that you've learned, or whether it's something that you've studied, I feel like it's really essential. It's important to have that because it's a foundation. And I feel like business is this incredible platform. It's this amazing expression that allows our gifts, our talents, all that we know, all that we want to do, all that we want to share. It gives it a format to express itself in the world, and that's where business isn't so scary. It can be actually really fun and tangible. Yeah.
Yeah, I always loved the word business when I was small, especially that I grew up in Poland. So it was like the English word that we were using to name something special. It was like kind of adventure for me.
Right, that's how I see it too, is it's something fun. And I think growing up in that environment, watching the service that you could provide to somebody and then watching, the response or what was given, the results, right? What was given back and the people smiling and happy with whatever they received. Like there was something really special about being of service in that way.
Speaking about results, Tara, if you're watching this and you would like to ask your question or be coached live on the show here today, right now, you can call in through Skype. Just add us on Coaching Movie, that's the Skype ID, and Tara, you'll be coaching one or two persons from the submissions that we get today. So go to your Skype and enter Coaching Movie and add us, and we might be calling you in a moment.
And Tara, could you tell us some of your secrets, how to be happy and successful in business, maybe for people who are starting?
Yeah.
Who or maybe they would like to grow their business or they're not enough happy. So how it's possible to be happy and grow your business?
Yeah, and I love this question because clients feel wherever you're at. And I really feel like wherever someone is at in their business, whether they're accelerating in their business or they're just starting, having your own personal practice, whatever that means. It could be yoga, it could be meditation, it could be a spiritual practice, it could be hiking, it could be singing, it could be anything, but having that personal practice to really take care of yourself, to nurture your own mind, to nurture your own body, to really take care and connect in the ways that feel good for you. It's building from the inside out. It's radiating from the inside out. And when you take care of self, you glow and you do radiate and you want to smile and you want to be happy and then you want to share that naturally. It's authentic. Then it's not just behind closed doors, I'm like upset and, upset with the world or whatever. And then out here, I'm like, and everything's great. It's like when we put on a smile, it's authentic. And you can tell because people will carry that through. There are days where we have, not feeling so good and our little, munchkin voices come in the head and, they want to throw us off our path. But I always feel like it's a choice. We could listen to what that other stuff is that is not serving us and not having us feel so good. And I really feel like that is the primary indicator, is to pay attention not only to what's going on in the mental space, because sometimes you miss it. It's how do you feel in any given moment, like how do you feel right now, and be okay with whatever's there. But if you're not happy with how you're feeling, then that's where we go back to the thought frame where we're like, okay, what do I need to be thinking about myself or the world or the situation, or how can I change my perception about it, which then rewires everything, resets us, and then we're like, okay, I'm back to my happy space again, because happiness and your business thriving, I've seen it as a direct correlation.
Yes, because when you're more happy, you have more energy, you're more happy to reach out to people and make more business, make it better work. And if it doesn't feel well, you don't feel the passion, and it's hard.
Exactly, so I think that if we are also happy with our relationships or with our life, for example, if we have a beautiful space, we can walk around and we see beautiful nature, or we can swim in a swimming pool or in the sea, it's much better, much easier. I remember we have many of those business calls about coaching movie before we started. We had in the sea, and it was a wonderful place.
It was really fun.
It was really relaxing, and we got much more ideas that we would get if we would be just seated in a closed space of the office. So
I love that you bring that up, because I think that's the freedom that having a coaching business can bring you if you choose it. That you can create it that way. Because I've done the same thing where I've been up north in Northern Ontario, I'm from Canada, and I'd be out on a houseboat and put my seat, in the sand with my feet in the water and having a call, and I'm like, this is fantastic. And that happens because we choose it, right? And it does fuel you.
Yeah. And even if you have an office, you can create your office in your own style. So you can have beautiful paintings, beautiful music, you can have your yoga mat if you like, and you can also take care that you have a nice view from your window or fresh air, something that you would really like. Or maybe you have this fountain with water, feng shui fountain, whatever would bring you more happiness. I think it's important because if you feel happy, if you feel abundant, you will also attract more money and you will be more creative.
I 100% agree with you. People feel energy. You know, I think we were talking about this the other night, it being authentic or happy or joyful or radiant or whatever, you know, whatever your choice emotion is. People feel that and they feel the magnetism of it, and you could be standing by yourself in the room over there and people will just all of a sudden start gravitating towards you. They can't figure out why, they just want to be around you because you're emanating something that they want to be around and that reminds them of where they want to go. So I agree, it does draw clients to you much quicker and you don't have to muscle so hard, you know? Yeah.
Let's see how we can muscle up a few persons that will be calling in right now. Let's connect with them right now on Skype. Brooks, all right, great. Great to connect with you, and we're very curious, what is your challenge, your topic to discuss with Tara today?
And we give voice to Tara.
Today I'm feeling very overwhelmed and a little bit unmotivated or stagnant because of that overwhelming, like, anxious feeling. So I'm just wondering what I can do to help shift that energy and feeling more in my power.
That's a good question. I always find, I mean, there's a couple things. Whenever we're feeling overwhelmed, it's always a shutdown energy, right? So it makes sense that the overwhelm is connected to that feeling of stagnation and not really wanting to do much. I totally get that. So sometimes it's about busting out of that you know, perceived box that's been created for us, or that the mind has been creating for us, right? And so I always find that when I'm feeling overwhelmed, a couple things, I either, you know, take some time to just rest and be at ease and just really honor and nurture where I am, to not force it too much. I don't want to add too much to my plate, because if I'm already feeling overwhelmed and maxed out, putting one more thing on, it's going to tip the boat and I'm just going to be like, game over, you know? So having that time to just rest, relax, nurture self, going within, and then always looking at, you know, where is the overwhelm coming from, right? Is it coming, like, so I'll ask you, where do you feel that overwhelm coming from for you?
Just some responsibility, life and work. Yeah. Or you
No, I like that. So it's coming from that space of having a lot of different things to do, a lot of things to manage. You're saying work, all the different to-dos, right? And so having all those different things that we have to get done in a day, and part of it is trusting that yes, all those things will get done, and trusting that yes, I'm gonna do those things. I'm gonna have my list. I'm gonna cross them off. I'm gonna do whatever I need to do. And yet, in the meantime, if I am feeling overwhelmed, because you know how it is, if you try and do something when you're in a state of overwhelm, it's not gonna feel good. You're gonna be half, you know, cutting it. It's not gonna be your full self going into it, and then it might not be your most productive self showing up. So this is where I really feel like I almost feel myself wanting to retreat back, you know, to give myself that time to retreat a little bit. And then maybe, you know, taking a step away, that subconscious mind, which is so beautifully crafted and knows how to, you know, arrange and figure out and sort through all the to-dos, it might have a chance to have the dust settle a little bit in your mind, and then you'll see clearly, okay, what is my next thing? You know, and asking yourself, what is the thing that draws me most right now? If I go inside of myself and I listen to what is being said inside of here, what is drawing me? You know, what's the thing that if I could move into action, what would that action be? But I would say do that after you take a little bit of downtime to just rest, self-care, self-love, be really gentle on yourself. I think that we're so hard on ourselves, like as entrepreneurs, oh my gosh, you know, we're so hard on ourselves, and we have so much that we feel we have to do in a day, and I get that, and a lot of times we do. And yet, if we're running like that, we almost feel unproductive, and then we feel like we're spinning our wheels, you know? How does that feel for you, Brooke?
Perfect. Really good.
So what are you going to do today then, or not do?
Well, I was trying to what?
What was that? Sorry.
I was thinking trying to in the woods.
Perfect.
In the woods.
Perfect.
Yeah, maybe do some whatever.
Yeah, and maybe when you're walking, it's like breathing in all that good energy, that amazing oxygen that you're going to be surrounded by, and then just breathe out with every exhale. I breathe out all overwhelm. I just let it go. I breathe out all stress. I let it go. I breathe out, I breathe out, I breathe out, just so that you're releasing it from your body too, so that your body's not physically carrying it.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Thank you so much for calling in.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Wow.
I needed to hear that.
Yeah, I'm giving you a big hug. I know I can't physically do it, but I'm giving you a big hug.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Let's see if we find another person and our technical team will try to connect with somebody else. In the meantime, Tara, I'm curious, what is like the top number one technique or strategy that has helped you to grow your coaching business? For Marshall, it's providing free coaching, measure it, and well, it's not free coaching, it's based on results, I measure it.
Could be
And
very
then
expensive
for
coaching as well.
the public of top-level CEOs. What is your strategy that works for you?
Number one, can I say two quickly?
Yes, you can.
Sure.
Okay. So the top two that come to mind is putting energy into it every single day. Like every single day, you know, like Brooke was saying, with sometimes we get overwhelmed, but I think sometimes having that list, knowing what I have to do, having to connect with people, am I building a team, which I would highly recommend, by the way, if you're especially just starting, get a team, build a team around you, because doing it at the beginning is way easier than when you're 13 years in like I am and you're so used to doing everything by yourself that it's hard to let go of the reins. And then I think that, again, you know, putting that time in every single day, but that I did a lot of free stuff too. I connected with a lot of studios. I connected with a lot of shows. I volunteered a lot. I got out there and I connected with people, and I wasn't afraid to share who I was, what I was about, how I could help. I made it really clear for people, you know, how I was being of service. And so I put in a lot of free hours too, but it all has a reciprocal effect, you know, and people just connecting with you, they love that, and then they want to be a part of what you're creating.
Thank you very much.
And I think creating the space for you during a day is very important, because we forget about it. And sometimes even I see my husband, you know, he's like running, and I have to take him to have a siesta with him or to go for a walk, because if not, he would be running all day. And after
So much fun.
yeah, it's fun, but you know, after 5 weeks of this fun, you cannot connect with him because he's too tired. Yeah. So it's very important to create your space. My space I like to create in the morning, but it could be maybe in the afternoon as well, or in the evening. For example, what I like to do, I like to have a quiet breakfast that I eat, and a nice nutritious breakfast, and this is my time to connect with myself and to think about my priorities. What is the most important? So I'm not going to run according to my emails and what I'm supposed to do, but first I'm connecting to myself and I'm asking myself what I really want to accomplish this day. And for me, this is something that gives me strength, and also this is my guide, my inner voice that is telling me what is the most important, and so based on this I get results.
And people, you have seen our fridge from the inside, what we eat, fruits, vegetables, this kind of healthy things, and that helps us a lot.
Yes.
So.
And I think it's important in terms of what you're talking about, because I have my morning practice too, and I usually don't start seeing clients or doing anything of that nature before 10 o'clock, because I like to have that morning time, like you were saying, to center yourself and to connect to you, you know? And I find a lot of times first thing in the morning, my mind just starts going, it's like, you know? And so I take the time to like journal write stuff out and get really clear on what I want to focus on and where I want my mind to go, so that it sets that intention for the day. So I agree, it's so important.
In the meantime, we were able to connect with the last very urgent quick question of Marta, who has called in on our Skype. Hi, Marta.
Hello.
Can you hear us well? Wonderful. So let's make this quick and powerful. What is your question challenge for Tara?
My first. Well, I have, you see, like, I study many things highly. I have different skills. And I have, I want to do so many things, but I'm having difficulty knowing how to manage the things that I want to do. Like right now, I'm trying to have these workshops with children with cancer to be able to help them to coach them to go through this process. And at the same time, this is one part of my life that I want to do social work, but at the same time, I want to grow financially. So I don't know exactly how to manage those things.
It's a good question.
At the same time, this is one part of my life that I want to do.
Marta, we have a lot of background noise on your side. Is there any chance to have it a little bit quieter? Is that possible? I don't know why we have so much. Anyway, Tara, over to you.
Yeah, I'll start there. I think it's amazing work that you're doing. I've worked with a lot of people moving through cancer as well, so I know how important that work is. I know how touching it is. So I really, want to congratulate you and honor you because it's very powerful work that you're doing. I think that following your heart and your passion, absolutely, that's what's going to pump and drive everything else that you're doing. If you love working with children and helping them in that capacity, I would say keep doing that. The thought that came to mind in terms of, growing financially would be also looking at how can you involve the parents, because obviously these children, right, if you're going into a hospital or a healthcare setting, it's a little bit different. I mean, they're not going to be opening up their wallets and handing you money, it's just not going to work that way. However, if you could involve the parents or maybe start doing some more group-based things and maybe start educating people, because people really need to be educated on how to move through cancer or how to have the support that they need, because people going through something like that need a lot of support. And maybe there's something there for you where you could start educating people. So maybe creating your own program or creating your own, one-day talk or something like that, or an evening presentation where people can actually pay for the ticket to be there and get the goodness that you're bringing forward, which then raises your platform. You still get to deliver your message, you get to deliver it to many, and then you still get to do the work that you love. That was just something that came top of mind.
Yes, thank you so much. That's a very good advice.
You're welcome. All the best to you. Blessings to you.
All the best.
Thank you very much, Marta, and thank you very much, Tara. And just for clarity, what we do here, the show is called Coaching Live. We do our best in 5 minutes as we can. However, according to the book, it's not 100% just coaching.
Yes, and actually most of it is mentoring. We will try to do also more coaching or examples of coaching. It's not so easy in the short time.
It was such an interesting conversation. I think our time is up almost for today. If you'd like to apply to be a coaching client next time on the show, just go to coachingmovie.com/apply. Or if you'd like to broadcast this show on your website and inspire the world together with us, just go to coachingmovie.com/broadcast. It's pretty easy, and we're looking forward to connect with you in this way. Now, we're not finished totally yet today, because Tara, you've been coaching our relationship coaching clients yesterday.
Now, coaching clients.
Yes, yesterday.
Yes.
It was an amazing session, and we cannot share what it was about, but we can share with you who our relationship coaching client is. And let's have a look what his secret is.
I'm Chad James. I'm 43 years old and single, and I'm tired being single, tired being alone. I'd love to share my life with somebody, but all the women I've met have had more issues in the magazine subscription. They weren't bad women, they just had a lot of issues. One major issue they have is I'm a 43-year-old virgin. That's right, a virgin, a 43-year-old virgin, and I didn't set out to be a virgin. I can't say I'm proud of it, and I can't say that I'm ashamed of it. It just is what it is. I didn't set out, but it's not something I like to brag about or tell people, but it's the truth. I am a virgin. I don't really go out and do anything anymore because most of the people I know are married and have families, and who wants to hang out with the single guy? But I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't even drink soft drinks or consume caffeine. All I do is go to work, come home, take care of my house. And I don't know, I feel like I've got a lot to offer. I feel like I would be a good boyfriend, fiance, maybe someday a husband, but so far it hasn't happened. It just surprised me that my age at 43 that I'm still alone, don't have anybody.
Mm-hmm.
So this will be our relationship coaching client, a virgin of 43 years old, and I'm very curious what will happen there. Before you go, again, one day is left. Tomorrow we have a mastermind, a brainstorming session with one of the top business coaches in the world, Mark Thompson, who's the coach of Richard Branson, Steve Jobs, Charles Schwab, and the billionaires out there. If you'd like to join us live through your computer and ask your questions to Mark and brainstorm about your business, well, this is the place to go. coachingmovie.com/mastermind. You can sign up now and be there tomorrow for this amazing experience. Thank you very much, Tara, for joining us today.
Thank you for having me. Thank you so much.
It was a pleasure. It was an honor. Thank you very much. We're looking forward to your coaching session with our relationship coaching client, Chad, in the film.
Thank you.
And for now, we're looking forward to see you on the next episode. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you very much.